3 WELR FM, Roanoke, LaGrange.
It's time now for the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show on Eagle 1023 and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to your pile LaGrange for the Coaches Show.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Eagle Sports. We're talking LaGrange College Panther football. Tonight we've got Coach Earl Chambers with me, and we're going to be here at your pile. We're going to be getting some you're going to go pasta or pizza tonight?
My go-to has been the pasta now.
Okay.
It's my new favorite, so I'm going to go with it.
I haven't tried it yet. Might go there. Might go salad.
You know what? I may do that too.
Okay.
I mean, I like a good salad.
We're getting healthy.
It's been hot outside, so a cold salad with me is very fitting.
Well, you know, they say that the journey is something you want to enjoy as you get to the destination. There's a long journey to get up to Newport News, Virginia this past Friday leading into Saturday as the Panthers went up to take on the apprentice school, which is a unique situation anyway because it's not your typical college. These are guys that are up there shipbuilders. Right. They're building and don't practice quite the same way, but they've actually had a pretty good season so far. But, wow, the Panthers come up in the second half to kind of take over things and end up winning that one 50-13. Yeah. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And, our guys, they played extremely well. Very proud of how they played, in the second half. Got kind of sloppy in the first half. Wasn't pleased with some of the, our quarterback reads, and we turned the ball over too many times. But in the second half, we kind of regrouped and we got our focus back and we went out and we took care of business.
I was listening to the game on the radio while I was attending to things around the house, and thankfully Bill Bailey went up there with y'all and took that trip. Y'all just put him in a suitcase and just take him on up. But Bill, love you, man. But one of the things, the end of the first half wouldn't seem to come. Right. It was just turnover after turnover. Both sides kept turning the ball over there at the end. I thought, my goodness gracious, somebody assert themselves. Let's end this first half.
Well, we knew going into the game, our running game was very important, and it had to be the focus of our attention in this particular game. But, it got sloppy, and I felt like we should have had more points in the first half. And we had opportunities, and we didn't capitalize on those opportunities, early in the first quarter. But and I just saw a window. It was 1:21 left. Defensively, we was playing as good as I've ever seen us play, and we had a chance to get the ball back and go down and score. So I wanted to make sure we got points on the way out.
In another break, we're going to talk about a little bit more about some of the stats. One of the stats that just jumped out at me, Coach, was their passing yards, 11 in the whole game.
Right, and which, to their credit, those guys, they're shipbuilders. They work 40 hours a week, and they practice an hour a day. They meet for 30 minutes. But this is a really good football team, we played, and they won the whole thing in the club world last year. And they came into this game beating two opponents in our conference. They beat Brevard, they beat Greensboro, and they was undefeated. So I knew, this team was really good, and I didn't want our guys to go into this game overlooking the type of ball club they've had in years past.
Well, we don't want to project too much on the season, but that also makes you feel good about what the conference is going to look like for us. If a team that's already beaten two people in conference, we go in and we handle so well.
That's right. And, we watched film, and we knew it was feast or famine. Those guys on defense, especially up there, apprentice, they play zero coverage. That means there's no free safety help, and they man-to-man, and they blitz from everywhere. So we had to take care of the blitz, and then we had to connect on our passes.
Well, congratulations also that offensive line, 0 sacks on the night for Cedric Lindsey with the blitz package this team was bringing.
Right, and we challenged our offensive line, and I know, like I said, we had two guys who didn't make the trip. They got sick on a Wednesday. Our starting left tackle, he couldn't make the trip, so we had to shuffle some guys around, and those guys played exceptionally well. I mean, those guys was challenged in a week to get knockdown blocks and get pancake blocks. And I want to say in this particular game we had 13.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got lots more to talk about this game and also look ahead to what we got coming up this week. But right now, you're listening to the LaGrange College Coaches Show live from your pie on Eagle Sports.
Do you want to buy a house? No, wait. Do you want to buy a home? You can search the internet for
You get your own pizza pie. Bull Street, downtown LaGrange. You need to brush your teeth at least twice a day, and you need to have your teeth cleaned and looked at by a dentist at least twice a year. We've heard this since we were kids, but sometimes we get busy and forget to brush and skip an appointment. We turn around, and it's been a while since we've been to the dentist. So let's get back on track. Call Childress Dental Center for an appointment at 706-882-1888 or go to the web at childressdentalcenter.com because your smile is very important, and we want you to have the best one possible. Childress Dental Center, now at 2 locations, 114 Calumet Center in LaGrange and 100 College Street in Hogansville. Has your dentist told you it's time to remove your wisdom teeth, or you need dental implants? Maybe you're wanting a facial cosmetic procedure. You might find yourself in need of bone grafting or an oral pathology. Then you need West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery. They can help your family to get started and be with you through, well, till you're smiling again. West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery. Call today or ask your dentist to make an appointment for you. West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery in LaGrange, 1587 Vernon Road, and on the web at westgaoralsurgery.com.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at your pile LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, LaGrange College Style, live here from your pod. I'm enjoying this little air conditioner I got here, and I can't imagine what it might be like to be on a bus without air conditioning. But that happened to some of your guys,
we
didn't it?
did it. You know, our second bus lost air conditioning after we stopped in Greenville, South Carolina, and they made they was on the bus, 6 hours with no air conditioning.
So once you moved all your stuff off that bus to the front bus.
Well, I was on the front bus.
Y'all get in the back.
I wasn't going anywhere. But we found a way to get the bus fixed and get the air conditioning on for our guys on the way back, and but it was tough going up.
Oh, no doubt, because it was warm.
It was hot. I got pictures of guys, with their shirts off and sweating in the back, and Big Joe Thomas was he's 335 pounds, and he
sitting on 2 seats.
That's right.
Just take the little armrest off. That's mine right here. I'm gonna sit right here. Nobody says anything. They say, "Yes, sir, Mr. Joe."
That's right.
Well, Coach, y'all did have a great game. A lot of standout performances. One of the ones that really jumps out to me is on the defensive side. Peyton Haynes, who just was tremendous once again. 3 interceptions in the contest.
Peyton Haynes he's always around the football, and good things happen to guys that's always around the football, and he has a knack. He finds a way when the ball's in the air. He finds a way to get his hands on it, and whether the ball is overthrown or whether it's thrown short, he's there.
One of the things you said, and we were talking about in the break, that just tickled me is he's now got more interceptions than he got tackles.
That's right, and I'm sure he prefers that too. Yeah. So, but
which one jumps out at you in the stat column?
Absolutely, he's got 6 interceptions. He got 3 fumble recoveries. He got a handful of tackles, but 3 interceptions in one game that's a lot of productivity. He's done a great job commanding our defense, and he's at the back of it. He's looking at it from top down. So he's done a great job.
He's not afraid to come in and find some contact either.
Absolutely.
Loves it. Now, I was really impressed at the balance that you guys seem to have gotten between the rushing and the passing game. 299 yards rushing, 251 passing. You can't beat that.
No, it was a great day, and that's what you strive for offensively. You want to be balanced. And like I say, Chip, he give us an opportunity. Every time he touched the ball, it just seemed like he make guys miss. He's running hard, and guys are bouncing off of him, and his vision is second to none, and he's just leading us, and he wants the ball.
One of the things you mentioned also in the break is that our conference, they do Players of the Week, and we got 2 guys that got identified for that.
And this is the first time I've ever seen it. We got an Offensive Player of the Week and a Defensive Player of the Week, and in 1 week, that is really good for us.
That's outstanding. As also most of the other schools are finishing their non-conference schedules, so they're playing people that maybe they can get a win against. But to have that kind of outstanding performance really kind of jumps out at you. We also mentioned Tyler Benjamin had a great ball game catching the ball.
Right, he's back for his first game of the year, and couldn't be more proud of him and how he handled the situation with the first 2 games. And he came in and right away he made an impact play early in the first quarter. He got a touchdown. For about 30 yards. So he's a dynamic player. No matter where you throw the ball in his area, he's going to catch it. And what's surprising is this: he's only 170 pounds, And when he catches the ball, he seemed like he's more like 200.
He looks a lot bigger
205,
catch the ball.
He's strong, and he catch the ball with his hands, and he know how to run after the catch.
I'd love to maybe see a stat if they've got it of yards after catch for him, because I tell you, I think he's picking up probably 15, 20 yards after the catch.
Absolutely. 5 yard out goes for 20. I mean, it just seemed like every time the ball is in his hands, he make things happen. So we're going to continue to do that for the rest of the year.
Real proud of the guys that I think they did an excellent job. I was just glancing down the stat sheet. I know it's a little stat that jumped out at me. It's the little things that make me happy, Coach. Mm-hmm. It's also the punts.
Right.
We only had to punt the ball twice, but for 85 yards between the two punts.
I'll tell you, Cameron, he hit one, and it was a perfect kick. And, the grass was kind of thick, and I was hoping that it would just die down. Mm-hmm. And it hit the 10-yard line, and it just kind of spun out of control and went to the end zone. And it could have went 3 different ways, and it just ended up going forward. It should have went side to side. But we got 3 punters, and we got Alex, who's our place kicker, and I want to say he had like 7 or 6 touchbacks. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised because, I coach those guys, and those are the guys I coach, so I'm very proud of them, and they're doing a great job.
Well, there's nothing better from a return standpoint to see that ball go into the end zone, see the guy take a knee and say, okay, we don't have to cover that.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the best coverage in the whole world. Let's take another break. We come back, lots more to talk about. So we're talking LaGrange College football right here from Your Pie on Eagle Sports.
Everywhere you look on your campus, some event is happening, and that's the way you want it. But keeping your active campus clean and looking its best isn't easy. Nonetheless, National makes it look easy. Low staff turnover and a commitment to excellence allow National to ensure your campus from top to bottom, inside and out, is always perfect and spotless. Parents and students alike give us a 4.0, and we settle for nothing less. You'll like having National on the job.
Visit us at teamnational.com to see what National can do for you.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram. You want pizza. Your whole family wants pizza, but you want it your way, and the kids want it 3 different ways. So what do? You need Your Pie in LaGrange on Bull Street, because at Your Pie, you get your own pizza pie made just for you. Add as many toppings as you want, and the kids make theirs as wacky as they like. Then you enjoy your pizza at Your Pie while your family debates what your youngest ordered. Is it a pizza or a new dish altogether? Your Pie, Bull Street, downtown LaGrange.
Do you know what your house is worth? Yeah, you can look it up on the internet, but that's a general value. To really know the right value for your home, talk to RE/MAX Result Agent Hilton Swanson, because when you know, then you can decide if you're ready to sell and at the right price. So like Hilton Swanson on Facebook or call 706-594-7216. His advice is free and his work is invaluable. When you need to sell your home, talk to RE/MAX Result Agent Hilton Swanson today.
Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, live here from Your Pie, right in downtown LaGrange. We invite you to come out if you hadn't yet. Hadn't had dinner, come on out. I see my daughter Caitlin's going to get her some pizza in just a moment. Hey, Caitlin, did you get your paper done? No, she didn't. All right, well, what are you doing? Get to work over there. Well, she's a student at LaGrange College, one of the Sturvett Scholars. She'll get to work on that, I'm sure, in a minute. Coach, one of the things that I know that as soon as y'all get on the bus, y'all start watching the film and then start breaking down the game. And even though you did score 50, held them to 13, the defense, blanking them out in the second half, there's lots of things we still want to improve on. And I think turnover is one of the first things that jumps out.
It is that's something that's been our main focus going into the season, is making sure we take care of the ball. And it starts with our quarterback. And, I have to remind myself, this is his 3rd start, and he's still learning a whole lot. And we watched the film, and we found ways to get him better, and we get his eyes and his focus in the right places. So he's gonna improve. He's not played his best game yet, so I'm looking forward to watching him continue and mature as our quarterback.
Well, and let's look at that, because you you got to provide him with ways to improve. But when he looks at the stat sheet and says, wait a minute, Coach, we scored 50 points in this ball game.
All right. That's right.
That looks good, but at the same time, you and I talked about it a minute ago. Yeah. We should have been up by 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Absolutely. And he misread a lot of things, not from a passing standpoint. It was the fact that he did not go through his proper reads in the run game, and that's it gets frustrating sometimes because he make up his mind before the play even starts. So that we got to get him out of that bad habit, and if we can just settle him down and make sure we keep coaching him in the right direction, I think he's going to come.
Well, also just for the that's the running side. From the passing side, if he comes up and he knows who he's going to go with, when those eyes lock onto a receiver, that corner or that safety is coming over, and he's going. That's where those interceptions end up coming from.
And in this particular game, the interceptions are a little bit misleading because of the way they happen. A lot of tip balls, and it was a lot of hot throws. And one thing I realized, when I stepped on the field. It was a nice crown in the middle of the field. So that's something he didn't even take into consideration when he was throwing those outs because those balls were they were high. So our guys, where he should have been throwing the ball a little bit lower. They're
tailing down, yeah.
He did not overcompensate for the middle of the field being so high.
Well, and he tends to throw a pretty sharp ball.
Right.
He doesn't loft it over.
And the thing is, it came out the same. And I knew that was the issue when I was watching film. His delivery was the same on the out, but just because of that crown in the middle of the field, the ball came out higher.
How often do we play on grass anymore?
That's my first time playing grass since it's been a minute.
Well, and think about these high schools. Most of Greg Hicks and I have a chance to do the troop games, and we travel all over the state of Georgia. These high schools, you've got the fields behind the high schools, usually the track around them,
right?
And it's a turf field,
right? And it's drained, and it's a level field, so you don't think about it. So those are the little small details that our guys got to think about. Just walking the field and understanding that the landscape is a little bit different.
Let's talk about the defensive side for a minute, Coach. Of course, we 7-6 in the first half. They missed an extra point, but your defense just really kind of took over from there.
Right.
I thought that they were swarming. As I was listening and talking to Bill on his trip back from the game, he said it was just amazing, especially as few guys as we put up front, how well they get back in the backfield and are able to stop the run.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is a guy who won't get much credit at all, Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
He is the anchor of our defense. He's commanding 2 and 3 blocks up front, allowing everybody to run free and go hit. So, that is we've been missing that style of play here since I've been here. We haven't had a guy that commanded that much attention on the front line to give our second level fitters. They can make plays now since he's anchoring the front.
Well, think about Joe too. He's not just a big guy.
No.
You look at it and say, okay, that's a big guy, but he can move up the field too.
And Joe has learned this. He know he's going to take double teams. He knows he's going to take triple teams. Now what he's starting to figure out is that, hey, I can get through these blocks and still make plays.
Yeah.
And now his mind is all over the place. He's running to the ball as hard as he can. He's breaking double teams, and he's allowing our Mike linebacker, filling game, and Worthy and KJ. Those guys are making tackles on top of tackles, and it's all because of Joe.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Randy Fillingham is the next guy I wanted to talk about because I really have been impressed by his performance. He's come along strong in this season.
He's a freshman from Bainbridge, and I'm going to tell you something. I told Bill on the sideline, I said, if this kid stayed 4 years, he'd be the best linebacker at LaGrange College I've ever seen.
And we've had some good ones. Andre Carter, if you're listening right now, we're talking about you.
And here's what I believe. He's very athletic. He's strong. And his football IQ is off the chart. Mm-hmm. So when you put those 3 things together, that makes a good football player. And he played in Bainbridge High School. That's a really good place to play football, too.
Well, on that side, as a linebacker like that, you are reading offenses. You're not just reacting to everything.
That's right.
You're doing a pre-snap read just like a quarterback.
That's right.
Is doing a pre-snap read.
Yep. And like I say, his speed is phenomenal. For a guy that's 5'7", he weighs about 180 pounds, 85 pounds. He's muscled up, and he just does a great job of anticipating, run, scheme. He's where he's supposed to be in the pass game, and then when he get there, he make plays. He make tackles. He don't let him go.
I think Elijah Robertson also impresses me as well as get up the field. We've talked about what I think about Austin Wagner and Matthew Turner.
Yeah.
I've lost the one. There's one in particular I really love. Trying to find his name. I'll get to it in a little bit.
Okay.
But just as they seem to be working as a unit, and they also their moves are not just straight up field. They've been watching some tape. They understand how to make some swim moves, some spin moves.
Yeah.
They're really providing a difficult time for that lineman.
They're actually playing in coordination like it's supposed to be played. You know, we're not doing anything new. We didn't invent the wheel, but those guys are learning to play as a unit, and they're using each other to make tackles. It's fun to watch it because we've been preaching it for years, and we finally got to a point where, hey, our hard work is paying off, and it's all because we have that one guy in the middle that you got to run around. You got to run around him.
You can't run through Joe.
You got to run around
Joe.
So if you're going around, that means now our speed's going to take over.
That's awesome. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about what's coming up this weekend as you listen to the Coaches Show, LaGrange College Style, right here on Eagle Sports.
Has your dentist told you it's time to remove your wisdom teeth, or you need dental implants? Maybe you're wanting a facial cosmetic procedure. You might find yourself in need of bone grafting or an oral pathology. Then you need West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery. They can help your family to get started and be with you through, well, till you're smiling again. West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery. Call today or ask your dentist to make an appointment for you. West Georgia Oral and Facial Surgery in LaGrange, 1587 Vernon Road, and on the web at westgaoralsurgery.com. You need to brush your teeth at least twice a day, and you need to have your teeth cleaned and looked at by a dentist at least twice a year. We've heard this since we were kids, but sometimes we get busy and forget to brush and skip an appointment. We turn around, and it's been a while since we've been to the dentist. So let's get back on track. Call Childress Dental Center for an appointment at 706-882-1888 or go to the web at childressdentalcenter.com because your smile is very important, and we want you to have the best one possible. Childress Dental Center, now at 2 locations, 114 Calumet Center in LaGrange and 100 College Street in Hogansville. You want pizza. Your whole family wants pizza, but you want it your way, and the kids want it 3 different ways. So what do? You need Your Pie in LaGrange on Bull Street because at Your Pie, you get your own pizza pie made just for you. Add as many toppings as you want, and the kids make theirs as wacky as they like. Then you enjoy your pizza at Your Pie while your family debates what your youngest ordered. Is it a pizza or a new dish altogether? Your Pie. Bull Street, downtown LaGrange. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
It is really not good for me to play on my phone in between breaks, Coach, because I was trying to get us a temperature for the game coming up Saturday, and I said in the low 80s. I thought, that's great, but I didn't remember seeing that. And then I realized I was on the wrong city.
Where are you?
I was up in North Georgia,
Okay.
so in Douglasville. So I went back to LaGrange. We're looking at about 90.
Okay.
Sunday's going to drop to 77.
Well, it don't help us.
But then I looked at it again. It said 33, and I thought, are we in Montana? I'd switched it to Celsius. So
Okay.
Just put the phone away. Don't look at that while we're doing the show from now on. We do have North Carolina Wesleyan coming in this weekend. And, Coach, you and I were talking about in the break that's a game you kind of have circled on your calendar because they kind of put it on us last year.
It affected me the whole year. And, when you come out and you want to play good defensively, you want to play good in general, and those guys we didn't play our best football. They ran the ball, back and down the field, up the field, however you want to say it. But they gave us very little respect, and I felt like, they felt like we wasn't tough enough to play with them. So, and that's been my focus the whole offseason, coming into this season is, can we be more of a physical football team, a team that we don't want to say we're physical. I want to see it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. And hopefully they're watching our film and they're saying the same thing. Well, they're saying, well, these guys are really getting after it this year. So what are they going to do to kind of handle us? But I feel like we need to go into this game and we need to we need to stump them.
Well, if you just kind of, if
Lack
they're
of
just
a
looking,
better term.
yeah, if they just look at the stat sheet, they're
Yeah.
seeing a more balanced offense coming down the field, one that is predicated on both the pass and the run, and some designed runs. It's not just a quarterback doing an RPO every time that you come down the field, which if you watch college football, that's pretty much all you see nowadays.
That's what we're doing, yeah.
Yep. But it's a little bit more than that. As they see a team that they know is a quality team like the apprentice school, unable to score any points in the second half. And usually that's where your adjustments are made, so you can come out in the second half and have some success. Y'all made adjustments at halftime, and we're able to shut them down.
Yeah, we're a better football team. I'm not going to lie to you. We made it that way. You know, we recruited well. We got guys in this program who believe in playing at LaGrange College, and that was the focus. It was bring in guys who going to wear the brand, they're going to respect it, and that's kind of where we started. Mm-hmm. So we're building something really special, and going out on Saturday winning football games is just the icing on the cake, you know. But our guys are they dialed in. Matter of fact, today before I got here, we had guys in my office. They're hungry. They want more. Mm-hmm. So they've already started looking at NC Westland, and they've only won one game this year, so they're going to be looking for their first, another win. Yep. So. They played Stetson, which is a one non-scholarship football team this past weekend, and they got handled pretty good. So, but I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to starting the conference because we want to take it one game at a time. You know, our goal is to beat them all, and that's always the goal. But one game at a time, and let's concentrate on one team and then figure out where we can go.
Let's think about how exciting it is, too, to come in 2-1.
That's right.
Coming in with a winning record going into the conference schedule, and that's really a great place to be.
Right.
And looking ahead, some teams that we've got some real history with, as we think about the Huntingtons, the Maryvilles, and folks like that, and some we're developing the history with, like a North Carolina Wesleyan. Right. But it is something that you're going to get the guys ready for it. As you go through the practices of the week, how do they break up, Coach? I know that you've got those restrictions on you about how much you can go each day. How does that kind of break up as you go through the week?
We've kind of got a routine now. You know, we take Mondays off. Sunday we condition and we watch film. Tuesday is a really hard, heavy day for our guys. We're going to hit each other. Mm-hmm. We're gonna grind it out for 2 hours, if not 2 hours and 30 minutes. And then Wednesday we go back to helmets and shorts, and we kind of get the mental aspect of it without the hitting. Then Thursday we go back to the hitting. And Friday we kind of make we do our walkthroughs and make sure we dialed in on all our blitzes and all the small details that we don't normally get on the Thursday or Tuesday.
Chaplain of the college, Adam Bryant, posted a great picture of y'all in the parking lot of Golden Corral doing your walkthrough.
Adam Roberts.
Roberts, excuse me.
Yeah, we're always trying to find ways to be a better mental football team, and just in a second we have with those guys, we try to, we shove football down their throat all the time. And speaking of Adam, he was late to the bus, so we got to get him to the bus on time.
I would give him a hard time about that.
Yeah,
I would definitely
he was embarrassed about it. So
well, that's all the better to give him a hard time about that. That'll be great. Now, Coach, we're kind of building some traditions. What time do y'all start to make your way from the locker rooms over to the stadium?
Usually about hour and 15 minutes before kickoff. Probably a little bit, hour and 25. We want to get to the locker room. We don't want to spend too much time in the locker room. We just want to get over there just to get our things together, get our gear on, and we're on the field at 12. I guess an hour before kickoff. But our kickers, they like going over early, so I tell them they can go whenever they want to.
Well, we've got to kind of, especially we have home games, we got a lot of guys, folks starting to tailgate, really kind of enjoy that time.
Right.
A little bit of a Panther walk as they're lining up outside to get out there. So invite all of y'all to come on out to the auditorium parking lot. They're across the street. Get ready to welcome those guys across. There's a lot of folks having a lot of fun. Set up your tent. Set up your grill.
Absolutely.
I know that y'all don't mind smelling that as they come across.
It's a great atmosphere, and the more, we want more guys at our game. So the more the merrier. We want to hopefully, when you start winning a lot of games, a lot of people start showing up.
Draw them in. We're going to wrap things up from here. Please join us as we come up Saturday as the LaGrange College Panthers take on North Carolina Wesleyan at Callaway Stadium. That kickoff will be at 1 o'clock, but get there early. Go ahead and start your tailgate and have a lot of fun with us as we look forward to that. And then, of course, we'll join you next Monday for the Coaches Show to talk about that ball game. We've got the Callaway Cavaliers discussion coming up with Andrew Caraway and Coach Pete Wiggins right here on Eagle Sports.
Do you want to buy a house? No, wait.